Hello, thank you for watching. This is Chuck, AD4ES. I have a OB8-4M from Moxon. Very challenging instruction manual, and I've had a request to go ahead and just get a video of the antenna as assembled in the hopes that it makes someone's assembly of this antenna a little bit easier than just what that manual has to offer. So I'm going to show a top view a little bit, and then I'm going to go into detail as I walk around the antenna. It's all going to be in one take. It's not going to be professional, but hopefully it's going to help. So here's the antenna. This is a top view here, and we'll scan over it. Those posts are just there to keep people from walking from under it. There's really no other support for the boom. Optibeam says that at 20 feet they don't need to do any type of a boom truss, and we never set one up in here. That's what the antenna is. I'll try to reach up a little bit higher, maybe take a better look here for the antenna. And then I'll do a just simple walk around and go over some of the details that they have here. I'm on a ladder here, coming down. Okay. This is the front of the antenna, and there's a single element up front. That's a single, it's a 10-meter element. That makes it kind of easy on a Moxon antenna type of a thing to know where the front is. It's a separate 10-meter element. It's not the driven element, it's a director. And it's probably a little bit dark in seeing it, but you got your two standoffs. It's just one piece of aluminum going all the way through. Then you have the Moxon that starts. Hard to tell from here it's a Moxon, but here you've got the 40-meter element right next to where the feed point is. You maybe can make out a insulator between the two pieces of aluminum. They're separated, and those are phasing bars right behind it. 2 screw terminals, and that's where your balun would go if you use a balun, or you have coax and you have a handmade balun, but that's where the feed point actually is. Then these phasing lines will continue down here to the next antenna here, which is the 10-meter element here, for picking up 10 meters. And then the phasing lines continue again. Again, there's a break between the bars here. And this is the 20-meter Moxon that it connects up to. And then you have a 15-meter element at the end. They're all tied together, and the feed point is really at the front. That's kind of clearly marked in the instruction manual. And then we have the mounting plate, which I have on a temporary pole to keep it out of the way. You got your square U-bolts, 80 millimeter U-bolts. And then we have the end of the 20 is here. This is the end of the 20 Moxon. And this is a 15-meter element at the end. Continuous through, there's no separation other than where the phasing lines were. And then the back side is strictly the tail end of the 40-meter Moxon, which surrounds everything. So I'm going to walk to the front of the antenna now. Whoop. I've got to do this in one take because I can't do any editing. And we'll go back here. I showed you the 10-meter antenna. I'm going to back away here for a minute. And the next one element is going to be the 40-meter Moxon, which is kind of big. So here we go. Here it comes out. This is it here. Okay. And they have a name for this wire that starts here. It's like a decoupling wire. What it is, it's connected to the boom. It's connected to the element at that point. And there's a screw on the bottom. It's hard to see here, but you'll see a better picture later. And that screw holds that wire in tight there. They have a name for this wire. It continues on. And above it, we have an element truss coming from the top here. Goes here, goes on the top, goes across, and comes down here. And then we have the point here where it's tied off, where the element changes size. You have a little insulating ring, and you just tie that knot to that to hold up the boom. But that special wire that they have continues on, and it's going to be open-ended, and it's going to end here, and you have a screw terminal to screw it down there. That's the way that works. Then we have right angle bend and another type of a connector. Same type of thing. It butts up against a different size different size aluminum. and that goes downward. That rope goes downward underneath this element. This is the 40-meter Moxon now, and you have a little standoff thing. Here's the screws, there's a spacer. I think it comes with that spacer already installed. And then it continues on. You can see a little bit of fraying in that rope. It's been up for a while. And then we have another standoff here. And then that ends over here, just where the aluminum sizes change. And we have a regular column, we call them hose clamps, a hose clamp at the end to connect up with the right angle piece. And it also holds the tie down for the support, that rope support. And then it continues here, this side here again. There's that wire, there's that screw terminal there. You can see it there to tighten up against the wire. I think it was like a decoupling device or something like that they had. Here's the start of the element truss that's going to go up just like the other one. And you have the wire just like the other. And above it, you can maybe make out that rope. You got a little coil here. I think that was installed when I got it. And then we go here to a mount. In this case here, there's no split here. It's just a continuous piece of aluminum as it should be. There's the bracket for the standoff for the element truss. Goes up to here where it's wrapped around on the top. And then it continues on. I'm going to go and walk and show you the other elements because this is just a repeat after this for sure. So if I go to here, then this is going to be the 10 meter driven element is here. It's the right behind the 40 meter Moxon. Here's the 40 meter Moxon, the beginning of the phasing lines. And it goes here, it's 10 meters. It's just an element. It just goes out. There's nothing there. Ends. Same thing on the other side. It just goes there and it's over. You're done. Then the next one is the 20 meter Moxon that's there. There's a gap in there. I don't know if you can make it out, but there's a gap that's there. It's mounted on the plate and it goes out and it forms a Moxon just like the other one. It just doesn't have any trusses on it. So it goes out, reduces in size, goes out again, reduces in size, makes a right angle here, and it just goes around. You have the gap that's needed for the Moxon. No supports, nothing, just like that. And goes around. Now I'm on the back side of the Moxon here. No support, same type of a thing. Goes around here and done. Goes through. It only has, of course, 2 standoffs because it's continuous aluminum. You don't have a break in the aluminum, so there's no reason to have that. So that's the 10. Hope this doesn't make you too dizzy. The 20 meter Moxon. And then we have the 15 meter element here. This is for 15. Same. It's got the gap. It's got the 4 clamps to hold it up because there's a gap there. And then this just goes out. It has 3 pieces of aluminum extending out to that size that way, and 3 pieces of aluminum into each other there. And that's the last of the driven. And then you have at the end here, following down the boom, we have the end of the 20 meter Moxon, and then you have a 15 meter element here at the end. I think that's 15. See, it looks like it's 15 there. And then of course, I think I've showed you this before, at the end of the 40 meter thing. So that's basically it. Here's another view of the antenna. And it's only here temporarily because I'm replacing it with another Optibeam that has more elements on each band, and it's a Yagi as opposed to a Moxon. But we've used this for about 3 or 4 years. This is what it looks like after 3 or 4 years in the Florida weather. I think it's fared very, very well. The only thing it might need is just replacement of the rope, but I don't think that's necessary either. It's really in great condition. I really think that Optibeam antennas are really lifetime antennas unless you need something better and bigger. The antenna seems like it holds up really, really well. Not made out of parts that are going to disintegrate in a few years. We're in Florida. There's a lot of salt in the air no matter where you are in Florida, and it's doing real well. Anyway, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, just look me up in QRZ, Alpha Delta 4 Echo Sierra. Thank you.